Enough about the tough luck that Oklahoma State and Travis Ford has had to endure all season long, but no excuses from his end. He says we're going to keep trying to grind it out, but Evans is just a huge loss, and now tonight Carroll as well.
There's Buddy Hield, still the favorite to win the Player of the Year, the Wooden Award. The Sooners in crimson and cream, road black for the Cowboys tonight. Here in Norman, we're underway, and the Cowboys control the opening tip.
We're going to try to control the tempo, and when you look at them, Tyree Griffin has done a great job assistant turnover-wise, but he's just not the scorer that Evans is.
Jeff Newberry, the senior, playing so well. Number 22 is going to have it in his hands a lot tonight with the absence of Evans and everybody else. Nice pass there to Leighton Hammonds, the junior small forward. Has really improved a lot this year. It is going to be Hammonds and Newberry probably leading the way offensively tonight as you look at the starting five for Oklahoma. Hield, Cousins, Spangler, and Woodard have started 95 straight games. There's a block inside by Mitchell Solomon.
One of the first things you want to do against Oklahoma is take good shots, but then make sure you get back and make them play 5-on-5. Easier said than done, but in the first matchup, Oklahoma State did a real good job of limiting Oklahoma's transition points.
Buddy Hield driving. Pass to Spangler. And Ryan Spangler's foul. That's Tavares Shine. First foul of the game.
That's what makes Buddy Hield so hard to defend, because you've got to close out and take him away off the three-point line. But when you do, he likes to put the ball on the deck to his left, and he's very unselfish.
Spangler averaging nearly a double-double on the season. He's had some shooting woes, as many on the Oklahoma roster here in recent games. It's one of two. 83 points per game for the Sooners. Held well under that the last 5 games, but again found a way to win in Morgantown the other day. And you see the starting 5. Oklahoma State: Griffin, Newberry, Shine, Hammonds, and Solomon.
Well, Ron Kugler understands. He knows he's too much of a veteran coach, a winning coach, to know that they can't just strictly rely on the three-point line if they're going to go far in the NCAA tournament.
Shine took it to the rack. Tipped back out to Tyree Griffin. And reset. Oklahoma State coming off a 10-point home loss to red-hot Texas Tech, despite hitting 14 threes in that game.
Well, here you see Oklahoma State's game plan. They are going to run the clock down and try to shorten this game.
Shot clock at 5. Shine lets it go from 3, and he got it.
Good patience by Oklahoma State. Nice timing coming off the screens. You're going to see them. They're very good in the half court defensively.
Hield misses. Buddy had 29 points, including 5 of 11 from 3 at West Virginia. Kind of came out of a mini slump.
Travis Ford's going to coach this game just like he's an NBA coach, like a Mike Fratello or a Jeff Van Gundy did in their day. Just every possession, I'm going to coach every set, call the plays for the bench, and we're going to attack with about 12 on the clock.
Now Mitchell Solomon with an illegal screen. That's his first personal. Travis Ford has had an incomplete team. We've talked about Forte and Evans. He jokes, I'm coaching my 3rd or 4th different team this year, because after every injury, I'm having to reorganize.
It's not an easy situation to be in, but give him credit. He understands what he's up against, but he keeps grinding the guys that he has in front of him, and what they've been rock steady with is their defense. You saw in that possession, and Jeff Newberry is a real good defensive player. He's given Buddy Hield some problems in past games.
Tyree Griffin for Shine. He'll rise up for a 3 again, that time off the heel. Solomon tracks down the long rebound. Newberry, the skip pass. Solomon in and out. Spangler, number 2 rebounder in the Big 12, brings it down. Now Oklahoma having a tough start. They turn it over again, and now Buddy Hield called for the foul against Tyree Griffin.
Again, even after that missed shot, you see Oklahoma State, they sprint back and they get their defense set, and they're very good on the ball. They're going to pressure the basketball hard. They're not going to deny much on the wings, but they're going to give a lot of help on the dribble drive.
Lon Kruger, so proud of his guys and how they got that much-needed win at West Virginia on Saturday. He felt they passed a real character test.
Oh, they did. There's no doubt about it. And they had been struggling. And we talked about a little slippage they had, not only in games but in practices. But they found themselves in that game.
Newberry for three. And Oklahoma State has a 7-point lead here in the first 3.5 minutes.
Well, this group has been playing together. I mean, they don't have Carroll tonight, but defensively very, very strong. Give a lot of help on the drive.
Hield couldn't finish at the rim. Great start for Oklahoma State. Nothing to lose in this Bedlam game. Solomon from the short corner. Got that one too. He doesn't give them a ton of offense. In fact, no points in the first meeting with Oklahoma. But how about this? A 9-point Oklahoma State lead. The Sooners without a field goal yet.
Just really running good half-court offense. Spacing the floor. Good timing on their screens and unselfish passing.
Cousins kicks to the corner. Spangler, who has struggled from three, gets it to go down. That's his first three in the month of February.
Well, that was a tough one as well. That was pretty well contested. And Oklahoma State, I was about to say, they don't give a lot of help on dribble drive ball side. They stay home on the line. That time they let Spangler a little bit loose.
The win tonight, Oklahoma moves into a tie for second in the Big 12 with the Mountaineers with 3 to play. Newberry quickly guarded by Hield. 5 on the shot clock. Great defense. Here come the Sooners. They've got numbers. Cousins to Hield for 3.
Well, most teams, when you get a 2-on-1, they run to the rim. But Oklahoma, they run where it's special, the three-point line. Buddy Love from 3.
The number 2 3-point team in the country at 43%. They've struggled in their 6 previous February games. They've got 2 back-to-back. And they're within 3. Solomon rejected by Spangler. And Latin stepped on the line. And we got a timeout on the floor. A furious start to this Bedlam game. It is 10-7 OSU.
Oklahoma State doing a nice job in half-court offensively, but Oklahoma will answer from the line. Spangler.
Of college basketball is
struggled, but they hit 2 on back-to-back possessions, and Buddy Hield hit his 110th of the year.
Well, the thing about Oklahoma is what they do is they find a lot of ways to get Buddy Hield open. Here you see him, they'll run him off the baseline on a staggered screen, and if you don't get on his hip, lock and load, he will lock and load on you. And the thing about Buddy Hield is also unselfish, and he dribble drives into the gap, and people are going to load up on him defensively, and if you give too much help, they have obviously many other guys that can make things happen. Jordan Woodard, Isaiah Cousins, amongst others.
Here's Hield again from 3. Draws iron. Oklahoma shot under 32% in their 6 February games from outside the arc. Hit their first 2 shots here today from outside the arc. Here's Newberry for Oklahoma State. He'll try a 3. Latin with the rebound. Kadeem Latin. And that's rejected by Newberry. He's only 6'2", but he's one of their best shot blockers. Trying to stuff it back was Latin, and it pops right out. It belongs to the Cowboys.
What we talked about earlier, here on a 2-on-1, look at Buddy Hield. Instead of running to the rim for an easy dunk, he just spaces himself out to the 3-point line. And this is the luxury of 4 starters playing tonight in their 95th straight game together. They understand where they're going to be on the floor on both ends.
Woodard, Spangler, Cousins, and Hield have never lost as a starting group to Oklahoma State. Work that clock down again. Newberry with 5 to shoot. They drop it inside. This is Chris Olivier with the left hand. Halfway down and it comes out. He had 12 points against the Sooners off the bench in Stillwater last month.
Again, Oklahoma State, you see their strategy. Do a pretty good job again. That was a good look by Olivier right in the middle of the lane.
Dingell Walker, junior college transfer, gave the Sooners some pretty good minutes at West Virginia. Doesn't get that to go down, and it's otherwise cool shooting game really for both teams. Oklahoma now 2 of 10 overall. Their field goals have come from 3. And Oklahoma State has missed its last 5 field goal attempts.
Oklahoma doing a lot of switching on the perimeter, switching all the handoffs and the high screens.
Newberry steps into a 3, rattles off. And Isaiah Cousins, the senior point guard, really been the anchor of this team in recent weeks. Got that rebound, spins away, steps into the lane, he traveled. A bit of a hectic start here for both in this rivalry game. Cowboys lead by 3 on the road. It has been a crazy year in Asian college basketball this year, and here's Joe Lunardi's bracketology, at least the top 2 seeds as he has it looking right now, and Xavier making a case maybe to be a 1 seed at this point after the win tonight. In early December, a lot of people forget this Oklahoma team beat Villanova.
The thing that's upsetting is Joe Lunardi's going to have to get off the couch in the bracket bunker tonight and actually go back to work, go back to the drawing board, figure all this stuff out. The real head of the brackets is here tonight, Joe Castiglione, the athletic director at
Yeah, he's the real Joey Brackets.
Oklahoma. He's the chairman of the committee.
They win over West Virginia on Saturday, the 6th top 25 win, 2nd top 10 victory for Oklahoma this year. That's one of the reasons they're a 1 seed, according to Joe Lunardi. Hield with the rebound out the Oklahoma State miss. Oklahoma has trailed from the outset in this game. They're down 3. Just over 11 minutes to go in the first half.
Chris Olivier had the ball in the post. I thought he was going to take it to the rim.
Latin couldn't flush it down. What an effort, though. Very aggressive move, and then Newberry answers back on the other end with a high-flying dunk of his own.
High-flying and a great hesitation move on the wing. It looked like he was just going to pull the ball back out, and Oklahoma thought so as well, but the extension.
This ends a 4-minute, 40-second drought. That's how you do it. Newberry with a 2-hand flush.
Jeff Newberry clearing out the Sooners on the wing. No one providing any resistance.
Newberry 45 points in the last 3 games for Oklahoma State. He's done a lot of the heavy lifting without Evans in the lineup.
Oklahoma State's really ready to play tonight. Doing a nice job running their sets. Travis Fort's got his long list of plays in his right hand, and he's barking them out, and they are running them and executing.
Newberry dropping it down inside. Latin got a piece of it to knock it loose at midcourt. Still scrambling for it in front of the Oklahoma State bench, and it belongs to the Cowboys.
Well, I'm not sure who that ball went off, but if there is a basketball god, it had to go to Oklahoma State. First, a great dive. Watch this, head first by Tyree Griffin. Then here comes Newberry in for the Larry Bird, Dave Cowens type dive, and the old school. You don't see that much anymore, but Oklahoma State playing their hearts out early, depleted roster, but have come into this building understanding that they're playing for pride tonight in a rivalry game.
Jeff Newberry, a captain, the only player to start every game in this injury-filled season for Oklahoma State. To will this undermanned team to an upset in the Bedlam series. Griffin takes a route on the baseline. Good pass to Olivier. Got it and one. That was all created, though, by Tyree Griffin.
Well, it was. This was tremendous defense by Oklahoma. They played the pick and roll well. They helped. They hedged. They played the roll and replaced it. They gave up the baseline on the drive. They didn't rotate over. And Olivier, degree of difficulty, extreme, finishing in traffic.
Olivier, a grad student transfer from Eastern Illinois. So many of those now in college basketball, the equivalent of a college free agent. Steps to the line, a 64% foul shooter. The lefty rattles it home, and the lead is 15-7 for Oklahoma State. Now the Sooners have on a drought here of hitting a field goal in almost 5 minutes.
Well, Oklahoma State doing a good job of just staying tight on the basketball, protecting the three-point line, and giving a lot of help on the dribble drives.
Denzel Walker got a three. They needed that.
That was superb offense by Oklahoma, making an extra pass, changing sides of the floor, driving, kicking to the wing, and then reversing it to the open man at the top.
Third three-pointer tonight for Oklahoma. They have a 2-point field goal yet. Shot clock at 4. Griffin makes his move. One extra pass. They're going to have a shot clock violation. They lost track.
Now, that wasn't a good possession by Oklahoma State, but watch this defense on Buddy Hield. They are playing him in his chest. They are locking up him. They're locking and trailing him on the screen down. They're not going over the top. They're staying attached. The man guarding Buddy Hield is not giving any help. Now, Travis Ford was upset on the last possession, but he should rethink that a little bit. That's not too bad. You know, they didn't take a bad shot. They didn't turn it over. They just lost track of the clock.
Foul on Tyree Griffin of Oklahoma State. Super Saturday, 2 big-time matchups. First, it's an ACC showdown. Bryce Johnson, number 7 North Carolina, against number 3 Virginia at 6:30 Eastern on ESPN. And in the NBA at 8:30 on ABC, Steph and the Warriors at the Thunderdome to battle KD, Russell Westbrook, and OKC. Warriors became the fastest team to 50 wins in NBA history Monday in Atlanta. An amazing run. How about that run by Newberry? Couldn't finish, but then the foul by Hammonds, and he'll go to the line for the bonus.
Well, Jeff Newberry just playing his heart out tonight, getting up in the chest of Buddy Hield, but now denying that little sloppy pass from guard to guard. Makes a good move. He's moved to the rim, and he's so wide open, kind of loses the ball a little bit on the extension. But the follow by Hammonds, the extra effort, and the foul across the face.
Hammonds has been in double figures in 7 of his last 8 games, despite a sore ankle. He rolled his ankle. He's been in a boot when he's not been on the practice court or in games. I mean, we talk about Oklahoma State. We've mentioned the guys who are out for the season, who are limping around. There are guys that are playing through injuries as well, and Hammonds is one of them.
Well, if they had Juwan Evans and Phil Forte, there's no doubt in my mind they would be contending for an NCAA tournament bid. When you see the other pieces and their growth, their ability to play unselfishly on the offensive end of the floor and defensively, just rock solid. They play with a lot of toughness. Solomon's giving them a solid piece in the middle defensively. Olivier's a scorer down in the box. Newberry's a veteran defender, but they just don't have enough offense without Forte and Evans.
That's going to be an over and back. And Travis Ford not happy about it. He is chewing on Don Daly's ear. Not getting anywhere.
Well, Travis
belongs to Oklahoma.
Well, he thought that was deflected here. Not sure it was deflected, but it might have been a foul. It looked like it was off Shine's leg.
Oklahoma's been notorious, Tim, for cool shooting halves, especially the first half in recent weeks. We're seeing it again. They're 3 of 13 to start.
Well, they are, but the problem is they're not getting a lot of clean looks. That's the first decent look. They went into the post of Spangler, which they don't normally do, but they mixed up their game at West Virginia. West Virginia took away the three-point line, so they went inside.
Spangler has 6 of Oklahoma's 12. Olivier, another 2.
Nice look inside by Joe Burton, just making things happen. Oklahoma State continues to make that extra unselfish pass.
Cousins, wide open is Spangler. Boy, he has to be feeling good about hitting 2 threes here in the first half.
That's great recognition by Oklahoma of understanding that Spangler is going to space out on that screen and roll. They felt the help by Olivier. He got dragged into the middle of the lane and left Spangler wide open on the wing.
Olivier carried it. And now Oklahoma State a little rattled as we come to the timeout on the floor with 6:47 to go. Their bodies, every 6 conferences will be covered. Joe Castiglione, the athletic director here at Oklahoma, talking with Toby Keith courtside here. He is the chair of the selection committee. Selection Sunday, less than 3 weeks away. Of course, that happens right after those champions are crowned in the conferences on Sunday.
As always, really enjoyed talking to Joe before the game tonight, and he said, listen, everyone says it's going to be the hardest year ever to pick the tournament, and it may in fact be, but he thinks it's just great for college basketball, and I agree. I mean, with so many teams in the mix right now, it's been a great year for the game itself. I think the rule changes have been such a positive. The coaches have adapted, adjusted, the players, and most importantly, the officials. And I think it's made the game much better, a free-flowing game, a better game to watch, and now it's going to be a fun Sunday for Joe and his crew when they pick the teams.
And Newberry traveled for that shot. He didn't appear nervous to you? Calm, cool, and collected?
Well, knowing Joe Castiglione as a lot of us do, he's the utmost respect in college athletics for a guy. When he was named the committee chairman, I think everyone said his committee is going to do a superb job. I think everyone has a lot of confidence in what he'll do.
Spangler is taking Oklahoma on his back.
This is an important piece for Oklahoma moving forward. Ryan Spangler getting him more involved around the basket, not just a stretch 4, a guy they can throw the ball to down in the box in the paint to get a basket when they need one, when the threes aren't falling.
He's averaging 10 points per game and 10 boards. He's got 11 already. 11 of the 17 for the Sooners having a quiet offensive night. It's a brick by Hammonds. Spangler hits the carom. Spangler looking at a double-double. If this continues, 10 points, 4 rebounds. Cousins hits the iron heel, trying to keep it alive. The stick back, no.
Isaiah Cousins had Mitchell Solomon on him on the perimeter, and he just took a little step back 3. I thought he was going to take him off the bounce, but that's where Oklahoma State does do a good job. They shrink the defense on the weak side and really take away those angles from the perimeter all the way to the rim.
Buddy 1 for 5 from the field. Lowering his shoulder, Joe Burton. That's an offensive foul. Well, tonight, after our NBA doubleheader, stick around for SportsCenter at night with Stan and Neil live from LA. They'll have all the highlights from college basketball, including that upset at Villanova, plus the latest from spring training and day 2 at the NFL Combine. SportsCenter at night. After Spurs Kings tonight on ESPN, streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. Weren't for Spangler, this would be real trouble here for the Sooners in the first half.
Well, again, going back to give the Oklahoma staff credit and Ryan Spangler, they're involving him more in the offense, down on the box, in the paint. When you look at him and Kadeem Lattin, Lattin's not really a go-to guy, but he's also becoming more involved and active on the offensive end of the floor in the paint.
Foul on Joe Burton. Number 1 on him. Oklahoma State have 4 team fouls. Sooners have 3. Oklahoma State just 1 true road victory this year. That's an 11-point win at Auburn back January 30th. Also the last time they had a healthy Juwan Evans for a full game. If they could pull an upset here tonight without him, without Jeffrey Carroll, what an effort that would be. And a foul there on Griffin, his first.
You give Oklahoma's defense all the credit in the world as well, because Oklahoma State's running some good stuff, but Oklahoma's taken them away from the rhythm in the last few minutes of this game.
Crossover, Hield goes to the other side of the rim, and a pretty play for Buddy Hield. He needed a basket. Lathered up. He's got 5 now. The lead cut to 1.
Well, everyone talks just mostly about his three-point shooting, rightfully so, but a little dribble drive, change of direction, hesitation, finish for Buddy.
Hield had 26 against the Cowboys last month. And 6 3-pointers. Hammond off the window. He's got 4 now. Leighton Hammonds.
Good patience and going inside. Oklahoma State continues to attack down in the box.
Cousin kicks it out to Spangler, and he keeps hitting from 3. He has hit from each wing and now straight away.
He's shaking his head. I don't know why. He's not happy about something. Maybe he tweaked something, but hey, take it inside and out.
We're tied up. Hammonds. Oh, what a jump shot over the top of Christian James.
Well, Christian James, pretty good defense, but Leighton Hammonds got that big length. He just stepped back, shot right over the top.
Spangler battling Olivier. No, they're going to wave it off. He traveled. Lon Kruger doesn't agree with that call.
Spangler's gone inside because he's trying to choke at the rim, and you got to be careful. Obviously, there's so many weapons out there for Oklahoma. You think of Buddy Hield, you think Isaiah Cousins, Jordan Woodard, and then all of a sudden now he comes alive.
Hadn't hit a 3 in the month, and he's 3 for 3 from outside the arc here in the first half. Yes, the Cowboys have the lead by 2 here in this Bedlam game in Norman.
What makes Brian Spangler also equally dangerous is when he puts the ball on the floor like that. If you start sending doubles at him, he's a very good passer, and he'll space out opposite, and he'll find one of those open three-point shooters.
Olivier bobbled it at his ankles, recovered, missed the shot. Now the backside, Cousins clears. And the point guard will pull it back out. These 4 remaining games for Oklahoma will decide their seed for the Big 12 tournament. Kansas has the 1 seed all but locked up, but the 2 seed very attainable. Woodard for 3. That doesn't go, and Shine with the rebound. Oklahoma has the tiebreaker on West Virginia after Saturday's win, and they already have a win against Baylor, but they can't afford a letdown here tonight, Tim.
Well, no, and they want to just keep playing better. There's a big uptick for them in Morgantown after kind of struggling for a while. And tonight, it's not like they're struggling. It's just Oklahoma State is doing a very good job of getting back again. Watch them just sprint back, get their defense set, and not allowing that.
Shine took it away from Hield. Nice looking for help in the corner. Great defense again by the Cowboys. Hammonds going right in. The rose off the rim.
Just took off a little bit too soon, and then now they go and get back.
Cousins finds Spangler shooting down the paint. And a timeout. Oklahoma State.
This is a killer for Oklahoma State because they make a great play on transition. They get all the way to the rim, don't finish, and they just kind of jog back, and no one picks up Spangler. You see Olivier, he just gets outrun by Spangler to the rim.
This is the only game in the Big 12 tonight. Kansas ran its win streak to 8 with a win at Baylor last night. They own a 2-game lead over West Virginia with 3 to play. And that 12th straight regular season title for the Jayhawks all but guaranteed. You see the remaining schedules for the 3 contenders. And again, Kansas, if they just win one of those, they got at least a share.
It looked like Baylor had them on the ropes last night, but Kansas does what Kansas does when they need a win, as they have for the last million years. So they get a rebound, they get a stop, they make a play, and they run out of town with a win.
The last time a team other than Kansas won the Big 12, the 2004 Oklahoma State Cowboys.
You didn't even have children then playing. That was so long ago.
Over a minute to go, tied at 24. Oklahoma has never had the lead in this game. Shot clock at 5. Newberry a long way from the hoop, rises up deep three. Spangler tracks it down in the corner.
Just excellent defense by Oklahoma. Good position post defense on Olivier. They were trying to pound it inside, but Latin did a good job of wrapping around. Help side was there. A good ball pressure on the perimeter.
Buddy Hield averaging nearly 25 points per game. Held to 5 here in the first half. And Spangler has done the heavy lifting. He's got it again. Woodard drives, kicks. Latin with 3 on the shot clock. Missed badly. That's a foul. That's going to bail Oklahoma out, I think.
We're going to take a look at this for sure and see if the foul occurred after the shot clock expired. We were talking about earlier, Greg Popovich 47-9, and he's 4 games out in the loss count.
No, it's unbelievable. Anisha Dino ready to go for the halftime report. Big upset to tell you about. 28 seconds to go here in the first half in Norman. A game that is tied at 24. Oklahoma hasn't led yet. Number 3 team in the country.
We're going to run the shot clock down. Probably a high ball screen, a little pick and pop, and they'll run Buddy Hield through on the weak side to see if they can drag the help away from Buddy, maybe kick it to him. Or they're going to run a little 2-man game here at the top with Buddy.
Why not? He's had the hot hand all game. And Oklahoma leads at the half. Spangler with 15 of Oklahoma's last 17 points in the first 20 minutes.
Well, this is the play they ran at the end of the LSU game to win the game, and Isaiah Cousins just reading the defense. They send Buddy Hield up, and he fakes the ball screen, and they just put their big man in the corner and drag the help into the middle, drive and kick.
7 of 8 from the field, 4 for
loose transition threes, only 1.
And really not allowing any transition layups, only 1 to Spangler. Other than that, Oklahoma State played it close to the vest. 20 to go. This is what you have to do, make it a 20-minute game to pull the upset.
Spangler averaging nearly a double-double on the season. He is cruising for one here tonight. He's got 19.7 boards as well in the first half. Didn't take long to get our first foul of the half. Gonna go against Oklahoma State. Check that on Jordan Woodard of Oklahoma, and that's his second. But Cousins, Woodard, and Latin, no points in that first half for the Sooners, and Hield was held to 5.
Well, their game plan is pretty solid defensively. They're going to pressure the guards. They're going to stay home on ball side, not give help on the 3-point shooters. And on the weak side, on dribble drives, they're going to really give tremendous help, try to cut the angles to the rim.
Clayton Hammonds had 9 points with Oklahoma State in the first half. He's got it now. 5 to shoot, and he shuffled his feet. Oklahoma State turnover. That's their 8th on the game. Oklahoma with 9 in this one. And if you remember back to the first Bedlam game, Oklahoma State forced 19 Sooners turnovers. Buddy Hield had 10 of them. Flying in. Nothing to show for it is Woodard. Still without any points in this one. Shine. That's a blocking foul on Spangler, much to the ire of the crowd. First on Ryan.
Oklahoma State, a rarity, just getting out in transition, but they will run on opportunity, and Griffin doing a good job of pitching it ahead. And it looked like Spangler was there, but he might have extended his arms into the cylinder of verticality, as the referees would call it.
Tavares Shine, sophomore from Irving, Texas. He's been affected by a shoulder injury all year, especially his 3-point shooting. Missed 7 games at the start of the season with that injury. He is starting tonight with Jeffrey Carroll back in Stillwater. He's dealing with a stomach bug. And of course, Juwan Evans has been out for about 3 weeks. He had shoulder surgery yesterday. Put a scope in there, cleaned up the tear. And he's on his way back. Won't play anymore this year, however. Hammonds clears the miss.
Good help by Oklahoma State on that dribble drive. And jump stop by Buddy Hield.
Griffin off the back iron. Solomon the rebound. Newberry the outside shot. And he buries the three.
Oklahoma State's going to be patient, but on the offensive rebound, they found a wide open Newberry. Again, starting the second half as they started the game with a lot of confidence.
Cousins. Still no points in this game. Healed. No. Spangler the putback. He is doing everything right.
And he's playing with an edge tonight, not only on the perimeter, but around the basket, posting up, and then physicality on the glass.
21 points, ties a career high for Ryan Spangler. He has met that mark 3 times, should go past it the way his game is going. Also has 8 rebounds. Solomon looking for help, 5 to shoot. Hammonds, a little strong. And another shot clock violation on the Cowboys.
He did a good job, but Leighton Hammonds getting inside of here. Look at the drive out on the low box, just overpowering. That's not fair, Tyree Griffin.
At 6'8" against 5'10". It's going to win every time. Cousins 6 assists in the first half for Oklahoma. The point guard, even though he's not scoring, is dishing him out. Latin gets the pass from Spangler, and then he's hammered over the back. He's rubbing his head going, hey, what just hit me?
Well, that's, again, we talked about in the first half. That's where Oklahoma State has to be careful. You don't want to double Spangler, especially that far away from the basket where he's got his head up, and he's a willing and able passer. And they doubled. They didn't rotate, and Latin did a good job just slashing to the rim to get fouled.
Mitchell Solomon clubbed him, and Leighton Hammonds is the one who's actually called for the foul. First point of the night for Kadeem Latin. Coming out 9 points, 13 rebounds, and 6 blocks at West Virginia. What a game he had in Morgantown.
Just physically dominating the paint defensively right out of the gates in Morgantown. Just a presence at the rim, and a fast developing player for Oklahoma.
He's a great rim protector. Baseline foul that goes against Latin. Number 1 on him. Grandfather Dave Latin, national champion of Texas Western. His mom Monica, 3 WNBA titles with Houston. What a family. Two-point lead for the Sooners. Win tonight puts him in a second-place tie with West Virginia in the Big 12 with 3 games to play. Tavares Shine rises up. That was a deep 3, a couple of feet behind the line.
It was, and Spangler thought he was up protecting, but not close enough for Shine.
Cousins draws the contact.
Well, Oklahoma doing a pretty good job of switching up on all the ball screens, but on the closeout, got to get closer if he's going to step back that far.
So much for that shoulder. I said that was affecting his outside shooting tip. It's his second tonight.
Oklahoma State playing just with a lot of confidence and toughness tonight.
Well, that's a bad foul for Hammonds because that's number 3 and his second in less than 10 seconds. And again, Travis Ford doesn't have a lot of bench depth right now. He's going to get Chris Olivier up off the bench, and Hammonds will come out. All 3 of his fouls have come here in the second half.
You know, Hammonds, they take a step back defensively when Olivier comes into the game versus Hammonds, but a little bit more of a low post presence offensively.
Another foul out high. Is this a West Virginia game now we're watching, or what?
Well, what's happening now is Oklahoma's got a little bit of the dribble drive offense. They're spacing the court. They're trying to make something happen with more spacing and just trying to find some mismatches. That time Buddy Hield found Solomon on him. He said, I'm taking you to the rack.
Great pass to Spangler from Cousins, his 7th dime tonight. And points number 22 and 23 for Ryan Spangler.
Said Buddy Hield's the go-to guy. It's the ex-quarterback, Ryan Spangler. That's what makes Oklahoma so good, though. They're so unselfish. Doesn't matter who scores, and if they're going to take away one thing, they'll go to another. opportunity and way to score, and just Oklahoma State just falls asleep on that. That's just a simple little, there wasn't even a screen there, just a cut to the rim by Spangler.
Off the ball foul on Kadeem Latin. That's his second. Career high for points for Spangler, Oklahoma native who started his career at Gonzaga. Olivier had it poked away by Cousins, and Hield will try it ahead. 16 minutes to play.
Set the double at Olivier. He's not a very good passer down the low box, but that was not good ball handling at all.
Cousins found an avenue to the basket. Nobody slowed him up. There is the first field goal for Isaiah Cousins, and Travis Ford decides it's time to talk it over. 15:55 to play. Oklahoma by 3 in Norman.
Sports Center at night. 11 p.m.
No doubt about it, and they've grown with this team. We talked about the 95 straight starts by the foursome, and the students are back here at Oklahoma. It's not just a football frenzy here, it's hoops and football.
Oklahoma's a 3-point lead. 15:40 to play. Oklahoma State has played well despite being shorthanded, trying to end a 6-game losing streak to the Sooners. Griffin with 5 to shoot, gets it to Solomon. Spangler, a steal. Hield lobs it up. Kadeem Latin to finish off the window.
That was a good timeout, but then all of a sudden Oklahoma State just falling apart at the seams. First giving the ball to Solomon, and now just loose with the basketball.
Shine, offensive foul. Wheels starting to come off for the Cowpokes.
Oklahoma, their offense has sputtered at times, but they're starting to do it with defense, and then their bread and butter, get out in transition and go to the rack.
.30. Of course, Lon Kruger, a former NBA coach with the Hawks, but he's always been his happiest in college basketball. He's the only coach to take 5 different programs to the NCAA tournament.
He is the absolute complete package as a coach. Not only on the court, off the court, in the community, on campus, getting the alumni back involved, the basketball alumni. And someone who's been at the university almost 30 years told me last night that the finest gentleman he's ever met in sports, and he never has a bad day, and if he has one, you don't know about it. So that says a lot about the man, the coach, and the person.
Ryan Spangler certainly not having a bad day. He's got 25 points, a career high. And, I mean, this wasn't even great position down low, but he made it work.
And by the way, that guy over there knows how to coach a little bit, too. He knows how to get a team to the tournament and ready for the tournament and win in the tournament. And he understands, we were talking earlier today about there was some slippage in their game. They're getting a little bit too happy from the three-point line, a little bit too reliant on the three-point shot. He knows that it's going to be about defense, and he is one of the best. I mean, sees their numbers offensively. The three-point line, and they're a run-and-done type team. Well, Lon Kruger is one of the best defensive coaches in the game today, and they got back to the basics on defense against West Virginia. Tonight they played a very good defense, and also they fixed their game up. They understand teams are going to take away the three-point line, so they have to find other options to score, whether it's in the half court or in transition. They've got to go inside and have a balance for the game.
Olivier ends a 10-0 Oklahoma run. Kruger took Florida to the '94 Final Four. That's the closest he's come to a national championship as a college coach. And this is a team certainly could make a deep run. As Hield is fouled.
Again, that's what makes Oklahoma so special. You get out, Jeff Newberry did a good job. He denied him. He pushed him off the line. He got up in him, because if you don't get up in him, he can create space and shoot that 25-footer right in your face, and then he takes you off the bounce. But they've got such good weapons around him that the floor is space, that the help comes late and he gets to the free throw line.
Buddy Hield, a 89% foul shooter, gets them both. 50% from the field, about 49% from three, 89% at the line. What a year. That's why he's likely to repeat as Big 12 Player of the Year, favorite to win the Wooden Award as National Player of the Year. Lead is 10 for Oklahoma.
Not just a scorer play. He's got up in Griffin's grill there. He got this stance about 60 feet from the basket and turned him over left, right about 4 times.
Griffin will try a three. That's dried up here for Oklahoma State. Cousins blocked by Olivier. Got it back. Horton bobbled it. It's wide open at the top of the key. Dante Buford, a redshirt freshman from Greenville, South Carolina. Shot clock at 5. Woodard blocked by Shine.
Spangler's trying to post up on that little roll and replace off the high screen, and I don't understand that. He's feeling it inside. He wants the ball.
That was their first miss from 3 for Spangler, and that wasn't his best look tonight. Shine missed that shot, and Dante Buford plucks the board for the Sooners. Leading double digits. Healed, spins, got to the rack, was deflected. Spangler got the miss, got the shot up, and it's fouled. That's going to be another foul on Newberry. That's number 2 on him now.
Buddy Hield, good job spinning, getting all the way to the rim, but the help comes from the backside. But the cleanup man is ready.
They have to mop up their bodies on the deck, including Spangler, who's at the line now. Senior from Bridge Creek, Oklahoma. Sociology major. Named first team academic all Big 12 today for the 2nd straight year. Not only is Ryan Spangler a great basketball player, a proud Oklahoman, but he is terrific in the classroom. It's always great to celebrate the kids that balance athletics and school.
Now, both these coaches emphasize that, recruit that way, and you see Oklahoma State represented as well. And that's what makes these games so special. You see the guys like Spangler out there on the floor, and Buddy Hield and Mitchell Solomon giving it all, but also balancing their life the right way.
Spangler getting an ovation from the sellout crowd here at the Lloyd Noble Center. Well, you were talking about the defense for Oklahoma, in particular Buddy Hield, but this half Oklahoma State with 7 turnovers. They almost had one there.
They should have had one there. I don't know why Don Daly didn't call that. It was right in front of them.
That has been part of the reason that the Sooners have been able to turn this game around. They trailed almost the entire first half. Got 11 points off those turnovers, and just ahead of the horn, Griffin gets the shot off, but it doesn't go, and here comes Buddy Hield into the front court. Oklahoma by 11. Cousins got it.
Now, when Oklahoma plays defense like this, it's almost a slow death, and you're just waiting for them to attack. They're pushing it out in transition. Now they're starting to hit some shots from the outside. But defensively, I am so impressed. Everyone is in a stance, and they're moving on the pass. They're communicating. They're denying. They're harassing the basketball. Look at the pressure. Everybody in a stance.
16-1 run and maybe more. Cousins going in. And Travis Ford comes out onto the court. Call timeout. On Saturday, and of course the Warriors' greatest story in the league this season, beat the Heat again tonight, 118-112. And they are a hard team to knock off.
Chasing the Bulls and starting to act like the Bulls. Steph Curry on off days plays golf at Augusta, just like Michael Jordan used to do.
Yeah.
Why not? It worked for MJ. What a show.
I assume when you're that good, there really isn't any stress. And again, I assume that. That's a foul on the Sooners. Denzel Walker Number 1 on him.
Oklahoma's doing a real good job of just closing the door quickly on Oklahoma State when they try to enter the ball, any of their sets. Now, earlier in the game, they kind of got into their stuff. They were running good sets. They had good timing. But now Oklahoma's pressure on the perimeter is really taking them out of their rhythm.
That was their 6th team foul on the Sooners, so both teams at the line the rest of the way. Shine misses from 3. Cousins went way up for that rebound. He's got 6 of those, 7 assists. Missed from 3. Newberry in transition. What a reverse in a pretty basket by Jeff Newberry.
He has played his heart out tonight. Just getting up into Buddy Hield on every possession. Then when on opportunity, getting the runouts to the rim.
Buddy Hield for 3. He's got 1 3 tonight. 1 for 5 from out there. Cousins, well defended there by Griffin. Now Newberry again running the floor. He'll try to do it on the other side of the rim. That's going to be a traveling call on Newberry.
We talked about Jeff Newberry and his defensive efforts on Buddy Hield have been tremendous. But this is a thing of beauty at the rim.
These Cowboys have to be tired too. Travis Ford, because of the injuries, going with a short rotation. Just 7 people used tonight, but Griffin, Shine, Newberry, Hammonds, Olivier, and Solomon. They've been out there a lot. And against a team that works quickly like Oklahoma, up and down. It's a lot to ask. Here they're running now. Back the other way, Griffin. Rejected by Woodard. And Hield got it, and he'll go to the line. Wow, what a play on one end defensively by Woodard. And then Hield with the basket on the other side.
This is why Oklahoma is so special, because you can hold them in check for a while, but they find ways to attack you. They wear you out first for the defensive end, on the defensive end of the floor, and then here they come going the other way. Unselfish play, but also attack with toughness. You better guard the three-point line, but if you do come out, close out too high, they take you to the rim.
A dozen for Buddy Hield. Jordan Woodard doesn't have any points tonight, but that might be the loudest we've heard the crowd here tonight.
You know, because it's been one of those games where it's just a struggle offensively, a defensive battle, but now Oklahoma trying to get a little loose, but it's all been ignited by their defensive pressure on the perimeter.
Burton, and that's blocked by Latin. Comes back to Newberry, and he rattles home the 3. That's his 3rd 3 of this ballgame. Another 3-point opportunity for Oklahoma as Dingell Walker will get this try.
You cannot relax, whether it's in the half court, off a miss, or even on a make. This is off a make. Here comes Oklahoma right back at you.
That's the 4th on Hammonds. We'll have to come out. Solomon back in.
Well, what do you think Lon Kruger did at halftime is he got into his guys, not only about some of their offensive execution and cuts and movement, but I think defensively he said, let's just get after Oklahoma State. We're laying back a little bit. Good help side defense, but let's get up and pressure the ball and overplay on the wings, and that's really bothered the Cowboys.
Solomon launches a 3, and then James is fouled over the back. And that's number 2 on Joe Burton. Oklahoma before tonight 3-3 in the month of February. Losses at Kansas State, here against Kansas, and at Texas Tech. During the 2 weeks where the Sooners lost the 3 games, what was different about the Sooners? What was going on?
I think they lost their edge. I think they lost their edge. You know, as a coach, it's hard sometimes to manage the season from tap to buzzer. You have the ebbs and flows, and they've had just a lot, mostly highs. And A lot of accolades, and rightfully so. But you know, as a coach, you have to get your players to continue to improve throughout the season. I think they lost their edge a little bit, and Lon Kruger talked about it today. He said, you know, we're telling them, you know, we can't always just live by the three every game. We've got to have balance to our game, and we have to become a rock-solid defensive team and lay our hat on that, and then the threes will come and everything else will follow. And I think they started listening to the veteran coach a little bit more. He got their attention with the losing streak, and sometimes that happens. It's a good time for it to happen because you still have a couple weeks to get better before it really gets important.
Anthony Allen into the ballgame for the first time for OSU. The Cowboy throws it up. The 7-footer from Jamaica doesn't get the shot to go. He's been in and out of Travis Ford's doghouse here most of the Big 12 season. Seen his playing time diminish. Wide open. Dante Buford, redshirt freshman, very athletic. He can hit that shot and does.
Lon Kruger playing his bench a little bit more in the West Virginia game, understanding Denzel Walker, Dante Buford, Christian James, and even Jamani McNeese. They will have to step up at times in the NCAA tournament, so he's trying to give them a little bit more experience here down the stretch.
Biggest lead of the night for Oklahoma. It's gone up to 20. Under 8 minutes to play here in Norman. Cowboys are 1 for their last 9 from the field. And that's going to be a block against Anthony Allen. That foul called on the floor. 7:49 to go. 57-37 Sooners.
But how about an 8-9 game, Wisconsin-UConn? I mean, the 8-9 games are going to be brutal. It might not be a great year to be #1 because you could play a UConn or a Syracuse or a Providence or a lot of real good teams. That's why this tournament may be wilder than ever.
Anthony Allen missing the foul shot for Oklahoma State. They're down 20. They led throughout the entire first half. Then Ryan Spangler hit a 3. Just ahead of halftime to give Oklahoma the lead going into break, and they really haven't looked back. Contact underneath. That's on Newberry, his 3rd.
And the nice thing when you come to an Oklahoma game, the exciting thing for a basketball fan to get here early, and you see number 24, that guy named Buddy Hield, about an hour and a half before the game in a full sweat. Just working, and I'm in the gym, there's a ball, and the lights are on, and I'm going to work to get better. And he's not sitting around, he's not shooting 35-footers, he's not talking to the other players, he's just working with one of the coaches trying to get better. You see, look at him right now, 22-point lead, just down in the stands.
Driving in Joe Burton, his first 2 points, the sophomore guard from Porter, Texas. He showed the academic All-Big 12 first and second teams, and Buddy Hield, second team this year. Academic All-Big 12. That's really impressive. Player of the Year candidate, and he doesn't let his grades slip. Such a good kid, the junior year that he had last year. Everyone knew it was going to be a great senior year if he came back. That's out of bounds to Oklahoma State. And he wanted to come back and chase a Big 12 championship. Wanted so bad to be a part of something special here. The first team to knock off Kansas in so many years. Well, they lose twice, but there's still so much out there for Buddy Hield and this team to accomplish.
Well, I think, you know, you talk about why college basketball's been so great this year, and we talked about the rules and how the rule changes have helped the game. And I also think just all these veteran players that fans can identify with their teams instead of all the one-and-dones. And certainly the one-and-dones will continue and happen, but the Buddy Hields, the Denzel Valentines, the Perry Ellises of the world, the Wayne Seldons. I mean, you know it's Kansas, it's Oklahoma, it's Michigan State, the Chris Duns at Providence. Those kids have been in college basketball for a few years now, and I think it's helped the game as far as the interest and also the level of play.
Spangler pours it into the Oklahoma bench, trying to save it. What a night for Ryan Spangler. Double-double, 26 points, 12 rebounds,
and all
4
those
of 5 from 3.
Excuse me, Clay, and all those players I just mentioned, plus many others, just seems like there's a great feel about the game now. It's not just I think the game got soured a little bit, too much one-on-one, too much one and done, but these kids are all come back for the right reasons, to be on campus, be with their programs. And George Niang at Iowa State.
Yeah.
The list goes on and on and on. All great kids. You and I have met most of them.
Yes. All great ambassadors for college basketball. There's Newberry with 5 to shoot. High arching jumper doesn't go, and there's another rebound for Spangler. This will be a night to remember for Ryan Spangler.
He has earned an extra bag lunch after this game. There's no question about it. He has played rock tough on both ends of the floor.
His final go around against Oklahoma State in this series, at least in the regular season. Here's the Sooners' remaining schedule. They've got that tough game at rival Texas this weekend. Remember, Buddy Hield's 3 at the buzzer prevented a Texas upset here 2 weeks ago. That will not be easy for Lon Kruger and company. They also have Baylor Tuesday on ESPN2, then go to TCU on March 5th.
Baylor's been very good on the road as well, but TCU, everyone's talking about Texas Tech. What a resurgence Tubby Smith and his staff have done down in Lubbock, and just with a young team come out of nowhere. And Joe Lenardi's got him as an 8 seed right now, and obviously he's got 2 tough road games coming up at Kansas, at West Virginia, but can't say enough about what Tubby Smith has done in Lubbock.
Won 5 straight now. So Leighton Hammonds fouls out. He had 9 points at halftime, did not score here in the second half. McNeese, it's to bounce in. Jamuni McNeese, 6'10" redshirt freshman, has been getting playing time throughout this Big 12 campaign.
Well, Lon really likes his freshmen as well. He hasn't been able to give him the minutes maybe that he wanted or they deserve, because he's got all these veterans that just have been so special.
Buddy Hield for 3, his second of the game. And the points off turnovers here, especially in the second half, have killed Oklahoma State. That was their 18th turnover. It's now 63-39. Travis Ford calling a timeout with 4:48 to go.
Well, this is Oklahoma at its best. Just, you don't run back. You don't get to the man with the ball, who is absolutely the player of the year in college basketball.
So Oklahoma State using their last timeout. ESPN Tournament Challenge. You know, the first hit for Toby Keith should have been a Cowboy. I don't know how he reconciles that, being a Sooners fan.
Well, Toby owns a local beautiful golf course here in Norman, and I tried to nestle up to him at halftime and give him some of your country knowledge, but he wasn't buying it. He said, "No, you don't know anything about my songs. If I can get on your golf club next time I'm out here, I'll pretend."
He's terrific. You ever seen him live?
No, but I know Lon Kruger belongs to his club, and as coaches go, Lon Kruger's one of the best basketball coaches, but he's up there right in the top 5 of coaches that can hit it on the golf course.
You know, Lon's one of those guys. Anything he attempts, he's going to be successful. Tomorrow's Shine at the line. Oklahoma State. Valiant effort from the Cowboys here tonight, especially in the first half, but they just don't have enough bodies, as they've been without their point guard Juwan Evans the last 3 weeks. Out for the year with a shoulder injury. The freshman had surgery yesterday. Also missing a starter in Jeffrey Carroll tonight. He had the 3 that rimmed off in the first Bedlam game. Had a chance to win it with a 3 at the buzzer in Stillwater. In play tonight. He's got the stomach flu. This was a game for a half. There's Newberry nailing another 3. He's got 4 of those tonight.
He's played with an edge tonight as well. Just toughness on the defensive end of the floor, team basketball, and give that senior all the credit in the world. Just came here tonight ready to go, but just not enough support.
Look how high Anthony Allen gets on this block. 7-footer.
Anthony Allen, a lot of people thought he could fill a void in the middle, and he's a good rim protector, but he just hasn't been able to get into the mix on a consistent basis for Oklahoma State.
We're seeing another guy from Lon Kruger's bench at the line here, A.K. Manyang, 7-foot JC transfer. Born in Sudan, played high school ball in Rochester, Minnesota. One of the questions surrounding the Sooners, Tim, as we look ahead to the postseason is, do they have enough on their bench when they're playing games one after another in postseason play?
I think so. I think that's overplayed at times, especially when they've had a group here that has played together, and I think they have enough pieces, and Lon knows how to manage it. He's managed it with, you bring in Denzel Walker, you've got McNeese, he's given him some time. Manyang really hasn't produced enough probably to play important minutes, but I think he could play McNeese if needed inside. He can move Latin over. He can put Buford at the 4, and he's got Walker. He can move around it at the guard spot as well.
Big lead for the Sooners with 3:19 left back in Norman.
Early, hate to give these out too early, but we'll lock in. And Tubby Smith, we named this the Coach of the Year last year, the Bill Self Annual Coach of the Year Award to Tubby Smith, and then Buddy Hield, the Player of the Year. Juwan Evans as the Rookie of the Year, even though he's out for the year. I don't think anybody really can compete with him in that regard. And then Jayshawn Page, just outstanding defensive. We've got to get somebody on West Virginia in the Defensive Player of the Year award with all their great Press Virginia stuff.
And Oklahoma did great work against West Virginia as Woodard, falling away, gets it to go. He thought he was fouled to boot. Back to a 20-point lead for the Sooners.
Once again, Kansas not mentioning any of the awards, but we're giving the Coach of the Year award. We're naming it the Bill Self Coach of the Year award. But Woodard on the dribble drive, just good hesitation here. He struggled a little bit tonight, but just a little fadeaway up top.
You were talking about West Virginia, and especially that defense. One of the reasons Oklahoma got out of Morgantown with a win, they only turned it over 9 times in that game. Tonight, in the first half, they turned it over 8 times, and that's part of the reason they were struggling against the Cowboys in the first half. They've only had 2 since halftime.
Right, they took care of business on defense in the second half, which gave them easier opportunities on the offensive end. First half, Oklahoma State made them play 5-on-5. They did a good job of shutting the door down in the lane, and one of the reasons Oklahoma didn't turn it over against West Virginia is they played good defense. West Virginia didn't score, didn't allow them to get into their pressure.
There's a steal by Newberry, having a terrific night. 19 points. That jumper doesn't go for Jeff. 2:24 to go. Oklahoma will move into a tie for second in the Big 12 with West Virginia with 3 games to play. Sooners at Texas, host Baylor, then go to TCU. And there's a foul. James will go to the line. And then the Big 12 tournament, of course, in Kansas City. Single elimination. It's always fun in KC.
Well, it'll be more interesting to see. It'll be very interesting to see, like a team like Texas Tech, a team, Iowa State kind of struggling to the finish line. No, not a lot of consistency, struggling on the defensive end of the floor. Can they make a rally? I think they can. I don't know if it's going to be in Kansas City, but I think they'll do well in the NCAA tournament if they can get Jameel McKay back on track.
Actually, Odom's at the line. There's another foul shot coming. Here's those Big 12 standings. You see Kansas, but a guarantee now to win Big 12 regular season for a 12th straight year. West Virginia at 10-5, and then Oklahoma ready to go to 10-5. Biggest disappointment in the Big 12 this year. We talked about some of the surprises, especially Texas Tech. Who's the biggest disappointment in the league?
Well, I mean, when you look at the standings, you have to say, well, maybe Iowa State, but they've had a lot of tough situations as well. With Naz Long, being out for the year. They don't have a lot of depth. I still think that they can make a run. You know, there hasn't, when you get 7 out of 10 teams in the tournament, which it looks like it's going to happen, there's not really a lot of disappointment. I'm sure Oklahoma State is disappointed in their season, but what can you do? I mean, you lose Evans, you lose Forte. It's just, that's the heart and soul. You're clearly, by far, your 2 best and most important players, and then you build around those 2. But most people feel, and we've talked about this before, that this is the best the Big 12 has ever been.
How worried does Travis Ford have to be about his future in Stillwater?
Listen, all coaches are always worried. I mean, you don't have a winning season, but he's gone to 3 straight NCAAs, and I just don't see how it all adds up, why he should be. Although, as I said, you always are as a coach, but he is highly respected in the business and the profession, and they're going to be good next year. They're going to be good.
Yeah.
They're going to have Forte back. They're going to have Evans. They have a good recruiting class. And Jeffrey Carroll's only a sophomore. They'll have Hammond's back. Solomon continues to get better. Shine's only a sophomore. Burton's only a sophomore. So they have some good, solid young players. They have a really good coaching staff with Travis. So it would be a major mistake, in my opinion, if that happened.
Travis Ford takes the senior Newberry out. What a night for him. 19 points. The reserves in there now with a minute and a half to go. There's Denzel Walker knocking down a 3.
And to that point again, I've read a column, I think it was yesterday, about, well, the fans have spoken in Oklahoma State about, you know, they want to change because they're not coming to the games. Well, if they start out 8-0 next year, they'll come back. By the way, they could have a great year next year. So, you know, what's happening right now should have no effect on the future, especially when you have an established coach who knows how to win, knows how to recruit, and has good players in the program and 2 players out that are really good.
Again, Juwan Evans had surgery on that shoulder, and he should be back to 100% shortly, but won't play anymore this year. 69-49 on Kruger, calling a timeout to get some more reserves in. Boy, at halftime, didn't expect this kind of a separation at the end of the game.
Well, you're waiting for Oklahoma to explode, and they never really got going on the 3-point line, but this was fueled and ignited by their tremendous pressure defense, and they just got up and got after Oklahoma State. They picked up 3/4 court man-to-man. Everybody got down and dirty in a stance. They overplayed passes to the wing. They really pressured the basketball. They wrapped around on the box, and Oklahoma State just struggled to get any open looks.
21 points in the paint this half for the Sooners. Just 4 for the Cowboys. Driving and fouled is Rashard Odoms, freshman from Coppers Cove, Texas, will be on the foul line for the Sooners. There's Ryan Spangler, 28th career double-double tonight. Got out to a great start, especially from behind the arc, where he had been 0 for 12 in the month of February. But tonight Spangler goes 4 for 6 from 3, 26 points, 14 rebounds. It's got to be one of the biggest takeaways for Lon Kruger from this game, getting one of his stars' confidence back.
Absolutely, and doing it in a different way, almost on every possession when he did score, inside, outside, off the bounce, and playing that rock solid defense and continuing to rebound the ball with authority.
Final 25 seconds. C.J. Cole swatted that away. Sellout crowd at Lloyd Noble Center here in Norman. Not disappointed tonight. 71-49 the final. The Sooners sweep the Bedlam series this year in the regular season from the Cowboys. Oklahoma only led by 3 at the half, but they have a terrific second half. 28th career double-double for Ryan Spangler. And the Sooners now tied for second in the Big 12 with West Virginia. Coming up, Washington and Oregon State. For Tim Welsh on Claymatic, we now go to